What's up, world? It is time for a garden update. Welcome to another episode of Mundo's Garden. Let's see here. Gonna need to grab something out of my toolbox here. It's not the most organized toolbox, for one. I don't know how I managed to find anything in here, but I found my gardening shears. All right, so I hope these are big enough. So, do you want to travel around the garden first? We can travel around the garden. All right, so this is how the strawberries are doing. As you can see, all of them are putting off a decent amount of runners. Got runners there. I mean, we got runners all over the place. But the cool thing is they are also putting out strawberries. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to have to start clipping some of these runners to get a better strawberry production. So if we go over here, we got more strawberries. Let's get a little closer look at those. But we also have a lot of runners. You see all that? Okay. So I'll trim some of these back. I have the marigold in the mix there, is just to try to keep some of the critters out. So cilantro's really not growing back very well. Don't know why that is, but nonetheless, it's going to flower. So what I could do is I would like to harvest a lot of this. So what I might do is I might clear out a path over here, lay some more seeds down, and try to get, for my next harvest, I may even creep over into here because this looks like it's just weeds. So I might creep into here, do another harvest, another new, some new plants of cilantro, and then I can harvest seeds from here. And as you can see, there's already plenty of seeds here that I'll be able to harvest seeds and coriander, which is awesome. As I mentioned on Mundo's World, I'm going to be thinning these out. I know I mentioned that in the past, but I'm really going to be doing it soon. Hopefully I can do a little bit of a video on that. Our mint is looking nice and luscious. We got little mint patches everywhere, pretty much. Fig looking good. I'm guessing that we're gonna have a nice healthy tree for next year. Lime, hopefully same thing. We got some more lime here. Now this one, I don't know. Like, we pulled it out a little early. It got cold, so like I don't know if maybe it's drying out. I don't know, but it put off flowers not too long ago, so we'll have to wait and see on that. We'll go this way. We got beets, lots of beets. All these are little beet plants. This is foxglove. Looks like it's getting a little too heavy for itself. So it's all flopping over. More beets. Corn. And so I didn't actually know this, but apparently, like, this is like where the corn is going to be coming from, I guess. I don't know. That's what a friend of mine told me. I don't know if that's accurate, but it seems to, like, there's one back there. There's some in there. So I don't know. We'll have to see. And then we have our other zucchini plant over there. There's not too much going on there. Our kiwi is starting to grow back lovely. Nectarine plants starting to look a lot better also. Hopefully by next year we'll have a tree, maybe even get a couple small nectarines off it. Cherry, that's going to be more of a next year thing, I'm guessing. Don't know whose trash that is in the middle of my yard. I'll be picking that up, I guess. Look at that. Cucumbers, looking lovely. I'm gonna go ahead and actually water this, because this one seems like it runs out of water a lot quicker because it's in a pot, I'm guessing. So sorry about that. I got a phone call there. So anyways, yeah, so we're going to probably be switching this to a bigger pot. I'm sorry, not a bigger pot. I'm just going to be watering it probably 2 times a day to try to make sure it stays hydrated, because this thing was looking weak earlier. Then we got watermelon, and these are, I think they're called Black Diamond. Looks like a seedless variety. This in the middle here is cantaloupe. Then if we move over here, we got jalapenos. There's a little jalapeno there. We got more jalapenos. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jalapeno plants. This is all Thai basil. That right here is a hot lemon pepper. It's an Ecuadorian hot pepper. I trimmed this zucchini plant back a little bit so that it can get a little more sun. So I may have to do a little more trimming so that you can actually see it. All right, so I need to create a little compost pile. Now, you see this, we talked about this before with the blossom end rot. Like, now's probably the best time. Like, go ahead and pull that off. And that's more just to be on the safe side, so we don't start getting blossom end rot. Me personally, I see like yellow burnt up leaves like that. I'll go ahead and trim it off. I don't want the plant trying to fix its more weak parts. I want it to keep producing rather than, or, you know, putting off more foliage rather than trying to fix what's wrong with itself. So, you know, while I go through the garden, I always try to do a little bit of that, you know, get some of the weak stuff off. That should be a bell pepper plant. This is asparagus. Cilantro's starting to grow in. Probably should have laid more cilantro seeds down. This is the other bed. We got more zucchini. Now this is the one, we're going to come back to this one, because this is where we're going to end the show with. You'll see. It's going to be, wow, it's going to be a great end, really. So here we got the grapes. We've been training them a little bit, and they're starting to climb a little bit, it looks like. Clearly we got some more training to do. So it keeps looking, you know, to go up rather than reach out to try to grab something. This is how I strung up the tomatoes to try to keep them upright a little bit. Some of them are still leaning, and that's fine, whatever. It's not going to be perfect. I got my yellow zucchinis here. So it looks like, these are the things that like worry me a little bit. So like I could probably go ahead and take that off already. The flower's starting to rot, you know. So our tomatoes are looking lovely, really they are. I may have to get some new string, because some of it, oh look at that, one broke already, one snapped. It looks like the sun really does a number on it. So I'll have to obviously restring something up. I need to get a tomato cage on this one. We got some more cilantro growing in over here. We got some basil. This is the Genovese basil. Then we got Thai basil over here, kind of hiding in there. See, like this, these marigolds are trying to take over where the Thai basil is. So I may just give a little trim there, get that out of the way there, because it was all up in there. I mean, this thing really tries to take over areas that it's in. And like that's all fine and dandy, but I mean, you got to give other things room to breathe, Because see, look, this thing's already putting off flowers. Okay, so I don't want it to go to flower yet, so I'm just literally going to pull off where these flowers are. And I may go a little further down just so that it branches out. And the reason I do that, so I don't know if I've taught that before, but we can go ahead and, oh, it's so fragrant. Like, these little flowers are so fragrant. It's delicious. But yeah, I'll go ahead and teach in the next video about when you're dealing with basil, how to do it. If you want to create more of a bushy type plant, I'll show you how to do that. Really, somebody's been throwing a lot of trash out here, and I'm getting upset. And here we are with some more zucchini. See, look, we have a small flower like this that was on top of a small zucchini there. So that zucchini probably wasn't even fertilized, is what I'm guessing happened. This flower's starting to wilt up. We can go ahead and pull that off. And there are some people that actually harvest the flowers for eating as well. I didn't know that till a couple days ago. Apparently in Guatemala they do that. Look at this. That's definitely got to go. But we're going to have to find out what is doing that to our plant there. And we'll have to try to find the culprit. Pepper plant. More tomatoes, and these tomatoes are just, I mean, they are out of control, quite honestly. Like, that one's just like laying over. I'm gonna have to probably string that one up as well. It's getting bad. But what I've been doing is I'm keeping an eye out for these suckers. So like, there's a sucker here. And really, that's what you're going to do. You're just going to pull the sucker off. You can't let it grow, because if you do, that becomes another, like, main plant, right? So it like, becomes the main portion of the plant, right? So you see there's another one right here. Like, this here came off down here in this corner. Let's get in there. So he came in here, all right? And he became this guy. And then in this little armpit here, you have another sucker that's trying to be another one of these. So we can't let that happen, because we get way too much then, and the plant starts to get a little out of control. See, here's another example right here. And maybe I'll just hold off, and I'll probably do a video on that perhaps tomorrow or so, one of these next couple of days. On what to look out for, and kind of, you know, make sure that you're taking care of those suckers before they try to take over and be the main plant again. I don't know if I showed the dill here. This is dill. This was in the first thing I went around, and I don't think I actually hit this side of it. So this is dill. This is already going to seed, so go to flowers. So I'm going to collect seeds off of that this year for next year. This is something called epazote. They call it also like Mexican tea, and there's like another term for it. But it has beneficial, like, medicinal purposes as well. Now, if we go over here, and we'll go this way, and we'll start here. So all this is zucchini. We have green, we have yellow, more yellow, yellow, green over there. So it's all kind of like mixed in. More yellow over here. And if we peek in here, I don't know if we'll see any on this side. So I can see one there in the back there, like hiding in the middle. And I may need to trim some of this stuff, because I can't even see into this. It's a little jungle here. So it looks like we have a zucchini there. And I'm sure we have others. Oh, look, there's one, spotted one here, and it has like a bit of a rotting flower on it. And look at that. So it looks like it started to damage it already. And that's part of a problem also with, I mean, you get all this big stuff like this, and it's hard for the pollinators to get in really well. So I'm just gonna trim some of this stuff off. So, and if you can see that there, you see the tip, looks like it has some blossom end rot on it. So I think I'm gonna have to take care of that. I'm probably gonna have to pull that one off, which is a shame. Such a big, lovely, see, you don't want this to happen when you're chopping off the leaves. I trimmed that a little too quick. You don't want to leave the holes there, because there's some beetles that love, what are they called? Cucurbits, whatever. And they'll travel into the little stems like that, and they'll make that their little home. So you want to try to stay away from that. This is powdery mildew, and I've gotten an antifungal to take care of that. It is organic. Got some nice yellow zucchinis here, looking lovely, really. See, this is how you want them when you cut them. It's like solid. So that's typically what you want it to look like. More tomatoes over here. I might want to get a cage on that. We got some more Thai basil there. And the reason I do a lot of the herbs, like the Thai basil and stuff like that, all mixed throughout, is the multicultural gardening aspect of it. So when we do that, it helps control pests, because every plant puts off a particular chemical odor, so to speak, like an aroma, and that's what those pests are attracted to. But if you do this where you have different stuff, like here, the zucchini pest can probably still smell it, because this is predominantly zucchinis. But like, it probably won't smell the tomato quite as much. So we may not get any tomato hornworms in here this year, which would be fantastic, because those things are gross. Here we got some basil growing. And this is the regular sweet basil, not the Genovese. It smells delicious. And this is what I wanted to show you guys, and we're actually gonna harvest this one. We're gonna harvest this massive zucchini. So let me get right in here. Look at this bad boy. That's a zucchini. That's a zucchini. Look at that bad boy. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Look at that. It's right next to my head. It is longer than my face. Look at that. That's a massive zucchini. All right, folks, so that's what I really wanted you guys to see. I will go ahead and show you the cucumbers right before we head inside. And the other cucumbers, I mean, they're not actual cucumbers on it yet. I mean, some baby ones, you know, flowers, but we're trying to train them to go up this so that we can harvest the zucchinis, I mean, the cucumbers pretty easily off of it. Makes me kind of wish that the zucchinis would form a vine like that. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Happy gardening, and let's make this a green world. Have a good one.